Have you ever heard about a child who had the chance to completely change their life with an absurd amount of money, but turned it all down for something money can't buy? This is the story of Miguel, a 7-year-old boy living in a small, humble community in the countryside of Minas Gerais, Brazil. Miguel was always known for being affectionate, observant, and very curious. He lived with his grandmother, Dona Lucia, since his parents had passed away when he was just 2 years old. Despite a simple life and many challenges, Miguel never complained. He helped with chores, shared the little he had with neighbors, and dreamed of one day seeing the ocean. One day, the town where Miguel lived was buzzing with excitement. A very famous billionaire, Roberto Solis, owner of one of the largest supermarket chains in the country, was visiting the region as part of a social project promoting education in public schools. The idea was to donate school supplies, renovate classrooms, and speak with the children. But what no one knew was that Roberto was going through a very difficult time. He had just lost his only son in a car accident, and since then, nothing seemed to matter anymore. Even with all the money in the world, Roberto felt completely empty. During the visit to Miguel's school, Roberto arrived with his team, cameras, bodyguards, and a big forced smile on his face. Everyone lined up to greet him, while Miguel, not really understanding who he was, simply watched from a distance. After the official speech, Roberto began talking to some of the children. Everything seemed normal until he sat down next to Miguel, who was quietly drawing in the corner of the classroom. "What are you drawing?" Roberto asked, kneeling beside him. Miguel looked up and replied, without hesitation, "A dad. I've never drawn one before, because I don't remember mine." Roberto was speechless. He tried to smile, but something in that simple sentence hit him deeply. So he asked, "And what is this dad doing in the drawing?" "He's hugging his son, because the son is sad." The billionaire, visibly shaken, continued, "Are you sad right now, Miguel?" "Sometimes. But a hug helps." Trying to hold back tears, Roberto reached into his pocket and pulled out a check. Yes, a check for 500,000 reais. A symbolic gesture, maybe to impress, or maybe just to ease his own conscience. "Look, Miguel. I want to give you this. You could buy toys, a better house, anything you want." Miguel looked at the paper with curious eyes, but not really understanding what it meant. Then, with complete innocence, he replied, "Sir, I don't want money. Just a hug." Silence filled the room. Everything stopped. One of the cameramen, who was filming the entire visit, captured the exact moment when Roberto, a grown man, used to dealing in millions, broke down in tears. He fell to his knees, hugged Miguel tightly, and cried like he hadn't in years. A real cry. Of grief, of pain, but also of healing. Miguel didn't fully understand the weight of that moment, but he hugged back in the way only a sincere child can. No rush, no obligation, no interest. The scene, which was being broadcast live nationwide as part of a special on Roberto's social project, quickly went viral. Not because of the money, but because of the truth of that moment. Thousands of people watched as a billionaire, surrounded by power, was brought to tears by a pure, priceless gesture. That week, newspapers, social media, and TV programs all talked about the event. The phrase "I don't want the money," just a hug, spread across the country. But away from the cameras, what happened next was even more touching. Roberto started visiting Miguel regularly. He created a foundation named after his late son, focused on supporting orphan children, and Miguel became the first child sponsored by it. But above all, a real friendship was born. Roberto found in that little boy what money could never give him: comfort, affection, and a new reason to smile. And Miguel? Well, he finally saw the ocean. Hand in hand with the man he once taught, without even meaning to, that the right hug is worth more than any fortune.